A stray bullet ricocheted off a dumpster behind me and narrowly missed hitting me in the head. This was getting me nowhere. Fast. John and Marlene were coming, but I wasn't sure I could wait. NYPD, cease fire! All gunfire ceased. Huh. Didn't expect that to work. I quickly realized they were only reloading as the gunfire soon continued once again. John, you could hurry? That would be nice. I heard the sound of my comm strike to life.
We're going as fast as we can, Nova. Just hang on and don't do anything crazy until we get there.
I looked to my right and saw a robot turn the corner. I fired off a round, planting it right in his face, before quickly turning around and firing off a second shot into another machine's head. Both fell to the ground, heads exploding. The other gunfire continued. Damn it, the machines looked like normal grade worker robots. They were being controlled, and it seemed whoever was controlling them was looking to catch me by surprise. I didn't know how long the two deceased machines had been trying to get the drop on me, but I knew this wouldn't end well if I remained where I was for too much longer. Come on, Nova, what are your options? I would fall back, but if I did that, I'd lose any chance of getting our suspect, not to mention the gunfire was heavy and I might get shot running. If I remained where I was, no doubt there would be another attempt on my life. I could try a forward assault, but that's extremely risky and things could get a tad more dicey than I'm willing to risk just yet. Unless... I couldn't look to see how many were out there without getting shot, so instead I reached in my pocket and prepped an EMP grenade. This was pretty standard issue nowadays. Humans feared machines, and there were countermeasures local police agencies had since machine crime became a thing. I armed my grenade and readied myself for my assault. I threw the grenade out into the streets and waited for it to go off. The second it did, I jumped from behind the cover and rushed forwards. It seemed most of the robots had been disarmed, but there were still a few stragglers. 4 shots, 4 ended. I reloaded my weapon before moving closer to the entrance. I was quickly overcome with something that told me to dodge. I did and narrowly avoided having my head blown off. Sniper? Like, really? I was out in the open, so rushed towards the entrance as fast as I could. I was overcome again and quickly dodged the fire from another position. What was happening? I made it to the entrance and just out of sight of the snipers. John, fair warning when you arrive. We have snipers and I can't quite see them. They're near the entrance, placed high above on each side. I can't quite tell where. Marlene's voice came through the comm now.
Nova, not to worry. I have something in mind.
I could hear her smiling through her voice. All right, be careful. I looked inside the front doors and saw blood, an obscene amount of blood. Marlene came back over the comm.
You okay, Nova? I think you cut out.
I was surprised. Something wasn't right, and I had a feeling, is that even possible? Something was very off. I think I need to head in. Be careful. I'll continue pursuit of the suspect. The front door was unlocked as I went inside of the building. There was blood everywhere. There were also bodies and lots of them. The bodies were human. It didn't appear as though any were machine, but the violence of the way in which they had been killed was on another level. I had never seen anything like this, and I'd worked, what John might like to call, some disturbing cases before. There were organs and body parts all over the floors and ceilings. Something was very different about our suspect. I had to get them. My comm went off again. It was John.
Nova, are you inside? What do you see?
I scanned the bottom floor some more and saw something on the wall, in blood. Broken are the weak. Looking around, I saw no other messages. John, hurry! Something is very wrong here. There was a silence for a moment before the comm crackled to life again.
All right, Nova, we're almost there. We'll catch up to you. Be careful.
I continued forward when I heard screaming coming from the elevators on all sides, high above. The elevator doors opened slowly to reveal dead bodies. It seemed someone had cut the cables. The timing was suspicious, though. It was as though it was timed for the moment someone came to this point. There were no lights. Everything was fairly dark. I could see in the dark clearly enough, but I imagined John and Marlene would need flashlights when they got here. Stairs it is then. I thought to myself. I moved to a set of stairs and ascended up the flights of steps until I was on the upper level of the first floor. A man stood there, a smile on his face.
Hello, Nova.
His voice was depraved. He definitely wasn't mentally stable. Freeze! Don't move, sir! NYPD! Hands in the air, on your knees, now! The man gleefully accepted my orders and dropped to his knees, his hands spread wide. Something was very wrong about this.
She says hello, Nova.
What? I didn't have much time to think about it as I saw the inside of the man's body light up and I quickly jumped down to the lower level of the first floor. The explosion was loud. Blood, guts, and body parts flew everywhere. I heard the sound of gunfire outside. Then Marlene and John's voice sprang to life. The front entrance opened and the reaction was fitting. John's voice came first.
What the fuck?
Marlene's voice soon followed.
Oh my God.
I turned towards them both. Something is very wrong here. A man just blew himself up, like he'd been waiting for me to arrive to do so. He knew my name. John looked at me, very concerned.
It's okay, Nova. We'll get to the bottom of this.
Marlene nodded in agreement but remained silent. She appeared to still be in shock of her surroundings. I took the opportunity to continue my conversation with John. John, the elevators are all out of service. Someone sent a group of unlucky people down, all of them, to their deaths. I have reason to believe our suspect is female based off what was told to me before the man I attempted to obtain blew himself up.
Do you think the suspect is still here?
I nodded in agreement. I do. I feel connected somehow. I'm almost positive they are waiting on the top floor. I'm not sure what to make of any of this, John. John watched me closely. He seemed to be surprised.
Nova, we will handle this. You can stay as back.
No! I don't think you understand. I can sense our suspect. I'm not sure what to make of that. Also, outside, I dodged a sniper fire because of a sense I had, for lack of a better explanation. Then I come in here and I see this. I can sense our suspect. She's waiting intentionally. She knows my name. Something is very fucking wrong. Did you turn anything up on your end of the investigation? John nodded.
Yes, just one piece of evidence.
John opened his phone and showed me the piece of wreckage. It read H.A.L.E. What did that mean? What did any of this mean? I remained silent, but the look on my face must have given John an idea of what might be going through my mind. It was only just now I realized Marlene was carrying a sniper rifle. She must have dealt with our snipers. At least that was one less thing we would have to worry about.
Listen, partner. You can stay here and secure the ground level. Or you can come up with us. It's up to you. I'm going to call for backup and we'll head up together afterwards, if you wish. Are you okay?
I smiled. I'm sure I'll be fine. I'm just confused. John smiled.
You aren't the only one, Nova. Trust me.
He turned to call for backup, but as he did, he looked confused.
Phones aren't working suddenly. We talked to you. Try your comm, Nova. Will ya?
I tried my comm, but there was nothing. I couldn't help but get the sense that whoever was above was responsible for all of this. John tried stepping outside, but it didn't matter how far he walked or what he did. He appeared to be getting nothing. He came back inside and looked around. He then spoke to Marlene.
Can you keep the ground level secure while Nova and I head up? If anything happens to us, I need you to get out of here and report it to the police. Here are my keys.
Marlene nodded, pressing a button on her weapon. It appeared to condense and reassemble into an assault rifle.
No worries. I've got this, John.
John nodded and headed towards me.
All right, Nova. Let's head up and get to the bottom of this.
John and I began our ascent. I helped him cross the broken walkway on the upper level of the first floor before we entered a stairwell. He began to head up. The entire time, I felt a pressure growing within me. Something wasn't right. John fell to his knees about halfway to the second floor.
Ah, fuck my head.
I grabbed John and brought him down to the stairs a bit. His nose was bleeding, but he seemed okay after he went lower. He tried to go back up, but it happened again. I grabbed him and pulled him downstairs again. He was bleeding more now, but he appeared to regain his composure. John, go downstairs and provide Marlene some backup. Not entirely sure what is going on, but I am going to guess it has something to do with our suspect upstairs. John nodded. I gave him a reassuring smile. I guess they don't like the elderly up above, John.
Fuck you.
John chuckled.
Seriously though, be very careful. If I don't hear from you in an hour or two, I'm going to assume the worst.
I smiled again and turned to head upstairs. I'd gotten to the top floor and opened the door. There were dead bodies everywhere. This was no surprise at this point. I turned the corner and saw a lone woman standing there. The woman's back was turned to me, and all I could see was a crimson hood she wore, which appeared to be drawn up over her face. There was something cold in her voice as she spoke. "Hello, Nova. We have much to discuss. You have a choice to make.